Caseus, Dawn of War. Chapter 4. Caseus stood on the temple steps with Sarah. He was unsure what to feel in this moment. We should get inside before we get soaked. Right. Stepping into the doorway, Caseus watched as bolts of lightning illuminated the sky over the city. Has your master contacted you? Not yet. I think she's still out of range until she returns to her ship. If she finds Dravok, I hope she contacts the council. I don't want her to get hurt trying to take Dravok on by herself. I should really be there with her. Why aren't you? The council explicitly told her I had to stay here. Why? You've dealt with Dravok before. I think that's why they wanted me here. They weren't exactly thrilled that we got involved last time. Besides, Master Takai is better suited for recon missions. Still, it does feel like a punishment in some ways. I think they just don't want us meddling in that kind of business. Not until we're ready, at least. Maybe. I'm going to the archives to study. Okay. I'll head to my room. Talk to you later. Okay, see ya. Caseus went downstairs to the archives and studied for the rest of the evening on his saber throw and repulse techniques. As he looked at the screen, he saw the young boy from the other day sitting a few seats down from him, looking at his screen and taking notes in a small book. Deciding he needed a break, Caseus walked to the boy, who looked up at him briefly before going back to his notes. Hi. Gaiadome, right? The boy nodded and continued to work as Caseus looked at the screen. He was taking notes on the different creatures of the galaxy. It just so happened he was taking notes on the Nexu. Caseus shuddered, remembering his last encounter with the creature. Nexu, huh? Why are you learning about those? Gaiadome looked at Caseus and held up a data pad with questions on it. Studying for a lesson? Gaiadome nodded. Well, something they don't tell you about Nexu. They're bigger than they look. And uglier. Gaiadome's eyes suddenly bolted towards Caseus. You've seen one? Caseus was surprised to have finally heard the Padawan speak. Seen one? I had to fight one. Without my lightsaber. The boy sat intrigued, listening to Caseus. Can you tell me about it? Sure, I've got some time. So, I was tracking some hired guns in the lower levels with 2 other Jedi. We were captured, though, and thrown weaponless into a pit with a wild Nexu. It was probably the most scared I've ever been. We were mauled and bitten and clawed at, but we managed to fight it off and defeat it, all while our hands were in restraints. That's amazing! How did you manage to keep calm? I had my friends with me, and we trusted in the Force to guide us. Life is a lot easier to weather when you have friends by your side. I'll remember that. Thanks. Gaiadome's master walked in from the other room. Gaiadome, no slacking. Right. I need to get back to my studies. Thanks again. You're welcome. See you around. Caseus returned to his monitor and continued taking notes on his datapad. As he typed away, he suddenly felt a cold shiver run up his spine. Something wasn't right. Picking up his comlink, he contacted Sarah. What is it, Caseus? I'm in the middle of something. Sarah, do you feel that? Feel what? Is everything okay? I don't know. Something isn't right. I'll call you back. Okay, keep me posted. Caseus put his comlink down and tried to focus. He felt a disturbance in the Force. It wasn't coming from nearby, though. Maybe it was Master Takai. Caseus tried to contact her via comlink but received no signal. She's probably still out of range. I should head to the communications tower and try the long-range transmitter. Gathering his belongings, Caseus made his way to the elevator up to the comm tower. Walking inside, he saw Master Plo Koon attempting to make contact with a fellow Jedi off-world.
Kotuya, Caseus. Can I help you?
Hey, Master Plo. I think my master might be in trouble. I need to try and contact her. I'll just be a moment. Caseus entered his passcode into the terminal and put in Master Takai's contact signal. A blue light flashed in front of him to transmit a message. Master, this is Caseus. Do you copy? Is everything okay? Please respond. There was no answer. Master, do you copy? Are you there? There was a static hiss and a garbled response. Caseus! Council! Ambush! Quickly! Sounds of blaster fire were heard as the transmission ended.
Your master is in trouble, it seems. Follow me. We must report to the council at once.
Caseus nodded as he and Master Plo exited the comm tower and took the elevator to the main council chamber, where a few members of the High Council were conversing.
Pardon our interruption, masters, but I'm afraid we have distressing news.
Master Yoda sat and stroked his chin, looking intently at Caseus. Master Windu spoke up.
What seems to be the issue?
It's my master. She's in trouble. I tried to contact her and received a distressing response.
That is troubling. If her mission has been compromised, we must send someone out there for immediate extraction.
Masters, I urge you to let me go. My master has always been there to help me. I need to go help her.
Caseus, I fear this mission may not be suitable for you alone. It may be best for you to remain here.
Please, Master. I will agree to be accompanied by a master if need be, but I must go. Forgive me, but if I have to defy the council to help her, I will. I'm not going to abandon her. Master Yoda looked at Caseus carefully.
Carefully you must tread, Caseus. Attachment to your master you must be wary of. Reckless one can be when allowing their emotions to cloud their judgment.
I understand that, Master, but I don't think I'm wrong in wanting to be there to aid my master. I'm aware of the dangers involved, and if accompanied by another master, I will do exactly as told, but I have to go. The masters looked at each other.
Make preparations to leave, Padawan. You will depart within the hour. A master will soon retrieve you.
Caseus bowed. Thank you. I'll be ready. Caseus left the council to discuss their business as he returned to his quarters to gather his essentials. 20 minutes passed and there was a knock at his door. Coming! Caseus grabbed his gear and opened the door to see Master Dralik.
Are you ready, Padawan?
Yes, Master.
Follow me to the hangar.
Caseus accompanied Master Dralik through the halls of the temple and into the hangar where several transports and starfighters were kept.
We will be taking a temple starship. It may be a bit slower than our newer models, but it will get the three of us there fast enough.
Okay. Wait, the three of us? Sarah stepped off the shuttle. You didn't think I was going to let you have all the fun, did you? Caseus smiled. You don't have to come, you know. It's going to be dangerous. That's exactly why I'm coming, dummy. You need someone to keep you out of trouble.
Yes, she was quite insistent that she accompany us. Think of this as an active lesson. The two of you are still relatively inexperienced in the field, so this should prove quite beneficial to the both of you, if you do as you are told.
We will.
Now, where is our navigator?
An astromech droid rolled over from a box of crates, beeping inquisitively.
This is R3G11. He's here to make sure we arrive as quickly as possible, with no delays.
Caseus smiled and looked at the droid, who beeped happily. Nice to meet you too.
Now then, let's be off. We don't have time to spare.
The Jedi and the droid stepped on board the ship and strapped in. Master Dralik took control of the ship as they left the hangar and departed towards the sky. Caseus thought to himself. He was worried about his master, but part of him was excited to be heading to a new planet he'd never seen. Where are we headed to, by the way?
Nal Hutta.
Hut space? What was Dravok doing out there?
Hiding, most likely. The Hutts have control of Nal Hutta and the surrounding systems, so the Republic has no authority there. However, this is Jedi business. If we don't anger the Hutts, we should be fine. Get ready now. We're about to make the jump to lightspeed.
Entering the coordinates given by R3, Sin Dralik flipped a few switches, and the stars seemed to stretch in front of them as they blasted through hyperspace.
By my calculations, we should arrive within 2 hours. In the meantime, you may explore the ship. Get familiar with it in case a situation arises where you need to take control.
Caseus got up and walked through the ship. It looked a lot bigger on the inside. There was a medical table outfitted with emergency provisions and life support systems in the corner, a seating area for passengers, and a holo map in the center. Caseus walked to the map and turned it on, seeing the galaxy right before his eyes. So many star systems. Until today, he'd traveled only to a few systems within Republic space. Looking at systems far off in the outer rim, he wondered to himself, what would it be like to explore the galaxy? To see new worlds previously unexplored? To interact with new and unique cultures? Caseus felt a bump against his leg and saw R3 looking up towards him. This droid had clearly seen plenty of travel. The paint on its body had been scuffed and worn, and the optical sensor had a decent-sized crack in it. Caseus knelt down and brushed some of the dirt from the droid's domed head. Looks like you've seen better days. Are there any tools on the ship? I might be able to help. R3 chirped happily and moved over to a workbench in the small corridor behind the cockpit. Looking through the tools, Caseus found what he needed. Alright, let's see what I can do. Corbin is better with droids, so maybe I'll have him give you a tune-up next time I see him. Caseus spent a few minutes making adjustments to R3's joints and sensors, removing the cracked optical lens and replacing it with a spare from the drawer of assorted parts. He finished his work by cleaning off the excess dirt and carbon scoring from the droid's exterior. Better? R3 rotated quickly in a circle and rocked back and forth. I'll take that as a yes. Having fun? Sarah walked over, stretching her arms behind her back. Just giving this R3 unit a little tune-up. So, we're going to Null Hutta. What's it like? I've only read about it, but it's no vacation spot. Lots of slime pools, foul creatures, and petty criminals. Seems like an ideal place for someone like Dravok. Do we even know he's there? Well, Master Takai felt strong enough about it to investigate. Chances are if he is down there, he knows that we're coming to help her. Either he'll flee the system, or we're walking into a trap. Well, that seems likely considering our luck. I want to find Dravok, but our top priority should be locating Master Takai and making sure she's okay. Caseus sat at a small table next to Sarah, who was preoccupied with the holomap. Do you think she found anything down there? Obviously. That distress signal certainly didn't leave much to the imagination. Where did the Council even get this lead on Dravok? I don't know. They didn't tell me anything. Why do you ask? It just feels like something's missing. Like putting together a puzzle without all the pieces. You think the lead might be false? Maybe. It's not as though the Council hasn't been misled before. I suppose we'll find out when we get there. I'm going to meditate. Pass the time. Good idea. Sitting on the floor across from each other, Caseus and Sarah closed their eyes and entered a deep state of meditation. Reaching out, it was as though they could feel the energy of every star and planet they passed. The aura of each planet felt so different to Coruscant. Some were teeming with life. Others were barren rocks or gas giants. But each one had a distinctive identity through the Force. Caseus could also feel the energy emanating from Sarah and Master Dralik. Dralik's energy was cold, but not unwelcoming. Controlled and quiet. Sarah's energy was different. It felt warm, but uncontrolled. She was anxious about something. What that something was, he didn't know. An hour soon passed as the ship entered hut space.
To your seats, Padawans. We're making our approach.
Caseus and Sarah quickly got up and strapped in as the ship entered the atmosphere. Looking out the window, Caseus could tell that Sarah's research was not unfounded. The air was thick with a brown fog. Empty plains of rocks and swamp-like foliage stretched far and wide. How are we going to find Master Takai?
Her ship has a built-in tracking beacon accessible only to Jedi craft. We'll follow the signal to her ship and go from there.
The craft slowly began its landing process, settling down on a plateau overlooking a nearby town.
Now listen carefully. You are not to engage in conversation with the locals, and keep your weapons concealed. Jedi aren't exactly adored in these parts. I'm taking the lead on this mission. Follow me and observe. If we run into trouble, I'll tell you what to do. Understood?
Yes, Master.
Good. I have a lock onto Master Takai's ship. We'll have to continue on foot. Otherwise we could easily draw the attention of less friendly beings.
The three Jedi stepped off the ramp and onto the dirt.
You stay with the ship, droid. Keep watch and make sure no one gets in.
Don't worry, R3. We shouldn't be gone too long. We'll be off of this dirt ball before you know it.
I'd refrain from referring to this planet as a dirt ball while we're here. The Hutts don't take too kindly to insults.
Right, sorry.
Now then, this way.